My childhood was normal, or at least that's what the story says. I was like most people, but I carried a weight that no one saw. Extreme shyness. In elementary and middle school, that shyness made me a target. I was bullied. And the hardest part was that the girls who hurt me were the ones I called my friends. My personality was weak back then. I didn't fight back. I didn't say a word. Soon, my reputation followed me everywhere. I was the girl that anyone could break. I hated school. I lived in fear. And home? Home wasn't a refuge either. My relationship with my father was distant. My mother, she was kind, but her anger was a storm that could break at any moment. I learned to keep my secrets locked away. I learned to be silent. But then, high school changed everything. We moved to a new city, a new life. I decided right then that I would break the barrier of my shyness. I worked on my confidence. I fixed my mistakes. And for a while, it worked. I earned respect. I made real friends. I finally felt like I was starting to live. But just as I turned 17, the peace at home began to shatter. My happy family turned into a battlefield. Every day there was a problem. Every day there was a scream. And then, by chance, I heard it. I heard my father talking on the phone, an official tone, a secret hidden in his voice. I got goosebumps. I told myself, I have to know. I found his password. I opened the messages, and there it was. My heart stopped. My father had been married to another woman for 3 years. In that moment, the tears just fell. I recorded everything. I held the proof in my hands, but I felt more powerless than ever. I was a student with big dreams of becoming a doctor, and suddenly, my world was a house of cards waiting for the wind to blow. In the middle of that storm, I found a refuge. Not in a place, but in a voice. I was scrolling through social media, lost in my own depression, when I heard him. He was singing. His face wasn't visible, but his voice, it felt like it separated me from the noise of the world. I sent him a message, just a simple thank you. I didn't expect a reply, but he answered. He told me, "Nothing in this world deserves to steal your smile." We started talking. We discovered how similar we were. He told me about his brother, how he lost him in an accident, and how that loss taught him that life can change in a single second. I opened my heart to him. I told him my secrets. He didn't judge me. He didn't scold me. For the first time, I felt truly seen. Then, the explosion happened. I came home to the sound of screaming. My mother had finally discovered the truth. My father's secret marriage was out in the open. The family broke apart. My father divorced his second wife, but the damage was done. My mother left. My world was in ruins. I didn't get into the university I wanted. I felt like everything was destroying me. But he, my singer, my friend, he was the hope that held me. He confessed his love, and I felt it too. It was pure. It was innocent. But when he asked for my hand, my family's door slammed shut. My father refused. Not because of his character, but because of tribe, because of money. I stood in front of my parents for the first time in my life and fought. I told them, I want him. My father's response was a cold ultimatum. If you choose him, you have no family. He even struck me, the first time he ever raised his hand. He said we had betrayed his trust. I chose the man who supported me. We married simply, with no grand party, no celebration. I thought they would eventually forgive me. I thought a family's love couldn't be cut off forever. A year of happiness passed. I was pregnant. I was glowing. I went to my mother to tell her the news, and when she saw my belly, her eyes softened. She hugged me. The ice was melting. But then, the pain started, the exhaustion, the strange changes in my body. I went to the doctor, thinking it was just the pregnancy, but the doctor's face was cold. She told me words I will never forget. You have cancer. I was 1 in 1,000, pregnant, and fighting for my life. And I had a choice to make. My life, or the life of my son. The doctor gave me 3 choices. Each one felt like a blade to my heart. They said I could end the pregnancy to save myself. I looked at my husband, then at my own heart, and I said, no. I chose my son. I chose to be stubborn for him, even if it meant my own body would wither away. The months that followed were a blur of pain. My weight dropped, my skin grew pale, my confidence vanished. And the man I had sacrificed everything for, he began to change. Our relationship turned cold. Just when I needed him most, the silence between us grew into a wall. The day of the surgery came. My mother was there, my siblings were there, and finally, my father walked through the door. I saw the tears in his eyes. I grabbed his hand and begged for his forgiveness. I told him, I might not live long. Please, forgive me. Through his tears, he said the words that finally set my soul free. I forgive you, and I am pleased with you. My son was born, a miracle, but he was weak and I was slipping into the shadows. I spent 2 weeks in a coma, floating between worlds. When I finally opened my eyes, I called for him. Where is my son? My mother's face told me before she could speak. My son was gone. He had flown to heaven. Everything felt meaningless. My son was in the ground. My body was scarred and broken by cancer, and my husband, the man I sold my family for, left me. I asked for a divorce, and he didn't even hesitate. He sent the papers, and just like that, he was gone. I sat in the darkness of my room, losing my hair, losing my hope. I asked, why? Why me? But then, a light broke through. I found a voice, a message of hope, reminding me to hold on to God. I realized that life isn't about what we lose, but how we return to our Creator. My state began to change. My soul began to heal. Today, I am still fighting. The cancer has reached its final stages and my body is tired, but my heart is strong. My family is around me. My mother, my father, my sisters, they are my anchor. I have learned to love myself. I have learned that family is the only thing that truly stays. I don't know when the end will come. I only know that I am at peace. Please, remember my story. Pray for my healing, but more than that, pray that my heart remains patient. This is not the end of my story. It is only the beginning of my journey home.